Hi folks, Dr. J here. Today I'm going to start my little series on showing my mom's legacy. My mother is an amazing cook and just had this barbecue sauce recipe that I had to try. So we're going to get started with that and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, let's start off with our ingredients here. We have a tablespoon or about 2 tablespoons of butter. And my mom said a quarter cup or more of chopped onions, so I've diced them up real finely, like the way I like them. Oh, a hot tip for you too is if you're gonna go to all the trouble of chopping onions and dragging out your cutting board and your knife, you may as well take what you don't need and freeze it. These will last really for a very long time in the freezer. I usually buy the peppers in a bag, and then they're in the frozen section of Publix where I go. And I thought, hey, if they can do that with peppers, why can't I do that with onions? So I took the rest of that onion and put it in the freezer. All right, we got a cup of ketchup, about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'm sorry, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I'll have all this posted up below. This is from a handwritten recipe that my mother sent me. Then about 2 tablespoons of I'm using white vinegar. I guess any kind of vinegar would do. And about 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. 2 tablespoons of, I'm using light brown sugar. Some thinly sliced pieces of lemon, and a 1/2 cup of water. Now I may need to add a little water to this recipe as we go. So let's put this thing together. You start by sauteing your onions and get that going. So using one of those induction cooktops, and there's a couple of reasons I like these things. Number one, they save on electricity a lot, and I'm in the process of building a tiny house, and that's what I'm going to be using is an induction cooktop built into my little tiny house. So let's get started. I'm going to saute up the onions, and then I'll be right back. Okay, as you see, I've melted the butter down on here, and the onions are starting to get a little translucent, so we're going to cook them just a wee tad more. But I tell you what, it smells great already, just with the onions and the butter. If you ever use an induction cooktop, I had forgotten this. I've used this thing 1,000 times, but I had forgotten. It gets instantly hot if you're using the proper utensils or pans and utensils. And I had to drop her down on a medium-low because the butter was starting to burn. So they get extremely hot. If you want to cook a steak in a cast iron skillet, these bad boys are the thing to use. I mean, they really get hot fast, and they stay hot for a very long time. Now we're going to try simmering this. That's the last step here, but let's go ahead and add our ingredients first. So let's add up our ketchup. You know what? I think I'm going to add the water first. We might need to add a little more water to get the proper consistency, but let's add the water first and kind of deglaze the pan, as they say. This is going to be simmering for a while, so your onions aren't perfectly translucent. That's fine. Now let's add a little ketchup. So this is 1 cup of ketchup, about 1/2 cup of water, just to thin it down a little bit, I think. And that's good. Now let's stir it up. See how it's looking. Sure does smell good. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to add is I'm going to add my vinegar in here. So this is 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Like I said, I'm just using white vinegar. And then about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I really like the flavor of Worcestershire sauce. Some people don't. But if you like it, you like it. Drop it down on low here. Let's get this thing down on low. I'm starting to spit. I do not want it spitting over my nice clean kitchen. Just have my house cleaned. Oh, see? Now that's starting to look like barbecue sauce. And this is really the secret ingredient, is the lemons. This is a sweet lemony barbecue sauce. My mother invented it, and it was always one of my absolute favorites, and I made her send me the recipe. We're going to try another one that she makes. It's a little more difficult, but it's still going to be delicious. All right, next let's add our brown sugar in here. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Oh yeah, now we got it. And then I'm going to let this cook down for just a tad on low. Let's go up to medium low. Get it hot enough to at least melt that brown sugar down real good. So we want that to dissolve in there. And then, as soon as we've kind of mixed it up and got it simmering, then I'm going to put in these nice lemon slices. And she said just let it cook with those lemon slices. And decided that we're going to put it in just an old marinara jar. But it should keep in the fridge, you know, for a pretty good while if you store it in there. I would eat it up within probably a week or two just in case, but I'll be back and then we'll discuss how this thing is looking. She said once you get it simmering, to let it simmer for an hour. So this is my legacy from my mother, who raised 3 boys in a little small town. And I think the funny, cool thing about my mom and my grandmother too, but both excellent cooks, cut it down a little bit, was that, you know, there were no fast food places, there were no real restaurants in this town, so, you know, if you wanted it, she pretty much had to figure out how to cook it. She said she was having tacos today with Dad, and I have a feeling that those tacos were better than you could ever get at a certain fast food restaurant, although I gotta admit I'm too lazy to cook tacos. But I will cook barbecue sauce. And then I will let this simmer. Took all the, sorry for my crappy knife skills there. That's not exactly what you call thinly sliced. But I'm gonna slap these in here. Let them cook for a while. And then what we'll do after that is I'll come back and we'll do a little taste testing and test the, what would you call it, the consistency of it, I think is the best word for it. And see how it's going to taste. And then I'll serve it over the meat that I have available, and hope you guys enjoy. I'll be back when it's done. Thanks. Okay, folks, here's the finished product. I've already tasted it, and it is freaking delicious. You know, because of the lemon, it's not as sweet as you would think it would be. It's actually really good, and it's exactly the way I remember tasting it, the way that my mom used to cook it. Here is my plate all made up for dinner tonight. What I have on here is a smoked chuck roast. I have the good fortune of living next door to a barbecue place, but there's I'm close to the main road, and they have this unbelievable barbecue place over there, Alabama John's. Fantastic. The lady that owns it's I don't really know her real name. She just tells everybody to call her Mama, which is hysterical to me because I'm sure she's much younger than I am. But she was sweet enough to smoke a chuck roast for me for 3 hours. And if you've never tried smoking a chuck roast, any of you guys out there using your Traegers or your Webers or any kind of your smoking stuff, if you haven't smoked a chuck roast, you're missing out. I mean, it puts a brisket to shame. Absolutely does. But this is what we got. This is Mama's barbecue sauce, and it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Give it a try. It's really easy, and it's absolutely fabulous. So there you have it. A bit of a legacy of my mother. She is an unbelievable cook. But she had me, then she had my brother, and then another brother. So she had three growing boys to try and feed on, you know, a limited salary. My dad made good money, but, you know, he wasn't rich. So she was the most creative person I've ever met in my life. I mean, everything from the stories that she's written, that she used to tell us when we were kids, to her culinary genius is just amazing. So I'm going to try to kind of preserve her legacy here with some of her easier dishes. Some of them are kind of over my head, but thank you very much for watching. And if you like it, you know, hit the subscribe button, and at the very minimum, click the like button for me. I heard that is a good thing, so just click the like button and you know, subscribe if you liked it. And I'll have more recipes. If you're from the South Georgia, Alabama region, like my neighbors, the barbecue place, they're from about the same area too, Alabama side, but you know, close. And if you like that type of food, the South Georgia, Southern Alabama, you know, type of food, I'm going to post up some recipes I think you're really going to enjoy. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like if you've liked it, hit the like if you didn't like it. Either way, hit the dang like button. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you watching. Bye.